Hello everybody, welcome back. This is TechMedic. Thank you for joining me today. In case you're on the Panthalus fight and you're wondering how are you going to get this done, well, I've got a couple of tips for you. We're going to talk about those tips shortly, but let's go ahead and take a look at the fight. Okay, so we got him beat. Level 79. I haven't completed any of the towers yet, but mobility is king here. Alright everybody, we turned in our quest way over there at the deserted islet, and of course we're going to use Panthalus' help to break into the world tree. As you can see here, I am still on the quest gathering the key spears, 6 out of 8. We're going to see what actually happens here, and if we sequence broke this and are allowed in, that's going to be huge. So this is normally what plays through. Got our homeboy over here. Alright, let's skip this. Let's get in there. Okay, I guess that's it. You don't need to fight Ari or Xiaolong or Bjorn or Bastigor. That's where I'm at in the story. You just have to have a really overpowered Guppy. Okay guys, so let's explain some of the systems that we used in order to go ahead and amplify our damage and make that easier than it needs to be without even hitting the phase where you get launched in the air and the massive tidal wave comes your way, or timing out. So in order to achieve this, what I used was a combination of these wands. So we got Lord of the Sea Baton, specifically for the level 4 PAL attack. We've got the Earth Emperor's Baton, which gives us ground type Pal damage as well as Pal attack. So that's 20%, basically 60% from all of these. I could have extended it further with another one, but I wanted to have the health up just in case I got into trouble with the Vanguard charm. Now that being said, we've got 60% extra damage coming in, and we've got another 20% for ground specific damage. Not only that, but we also have Turtacle Terra's Pal ability, while in party, also improves player and Pal's ground damage to enemy weak points by 100%. So this happens to hit with the ability Rocky Impact, which is phenomenal. You can flatten anything with this. And of course, my pals are 4-star, and we can go ahead and take a look at Ghangler over here. Ghangler also gets movement speed by 25% for each other dark or water type in your party. With that, he's got Runner and Ace Swimmer as well, which allows me to move out of the way really fast. And he's also got Serenity and Ferocious. Of course, that Ferocious could be switched in for Musclehead. And he's also running Thunderstorm, Rocky Impact, and Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt was the directional beam that you can go ahead and focus. Rocky Impact, just putting that underneath Panthalus himself, and of course Thunderstorm 2, so that it just goes off and it does as much damage as possible. But as you saw in the inventory, we are running a Lord of the Lightning Baton, and that increases the electrical damage as well by another 20%. So you're looking at a huge damage outgoing. Of course, I've got the Hexalite armor, and if you're aware, these legendary weapons are incredibly difficult to come by. All of this was all done on hard mode, and the first time I attempted Panthalus without any of the batons and just the skills for Ghangler, I was able to get him down to about 45%, and yeah, as you can see, all the PAL levels, 73, 75, 66, 72, and 71. So with that, we were able to go ahead and take him out relatively quick. And if you're a new player and you're struggling on Panthalus, then definitely try getting a Ghangler. And with his Pal Synergy, movement speed alone, he's fast in water right off the bat without any runner and or the Ace Swimmer. We also have our 2 ground types here, and we also, I think he's water type, so he counts too. So you get 25% movement from him. He's a dark type, you get 25% movement from him, and then Jalroy, we got 25% from him as well. So we've got some speed, we can get out of the way. If you have a Gatling gun, you can just pretty much run circles around Panthalus and just hammer him down. And obviously, with your abilities, you can just focus in on him, drop your ability, do all these different types of things. You can get these skills like Thunderstorm, Lightning Bolt, all that good stuff from the merchant over here, which is located on Arena Island over here. You can actually get everything you need for the fight. And it's going to take you some of these tokens, but you can do a solo arena challenge in which you can get awarded tokens, which are these tickets here, to buy the fruits for those abilities, for cool abilities like Aqua Surge, Lightning Bolt, Thunderstorm, all kinds of powerful stuff. So, and you can also buy power fruits as well too, so that you can improve your IVs. As you can see here, I've got my Sekhmet. Would have been really cool if this fight was melee combat, because she hits for like 70,000. It's crazy. But as you can see here, she's got Serenity, she's got Impatient, of course Ferocious. We're going to switch that out for Musclehead, but she's also lucky as well. And with that, guys, that's been my video on how I defeated Panthalus, and I hope it helped you out, gave you some pointers there. If you have any questions, comments, anything else like that, leave them in the section below, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.